Wow, his list of accolades are longer than I could say. Been knowing Mr. James Adlam for many, many years. He is also, we all look forward to, at least I do, I can talk about myself, look for his training at all the international, where they close it out. He always has something spectacular to say. Married his beautiful wife, Daniela, and they have three children, and just recently moved into a higher level of let me just be quiet. I just want to say this. This man, last time I actually visited, well, let's see, last international convention we went on, as far as out, we spent some time together in the Bahamas. Yes, the Bahamas. We had a great time. And that's when we take our RVP trips, that we as leaders could sit down and relax and talk to each other. The camera's not on. We could talk. There's nobody around us but us. And I tell you what, he has poured so much into my life, and he's such a blessing, such a busy person, that I was honored. I've been that he would volunteer to come on a call and do our call for us, because he's super busy with making sure. That's why we do the business. His kids are homeschooled, and he's with them every day, right, Pastor Collins? So I want to thank him for taking time to get on our call today. Without further ado, everybody, from the beautiful state of Maryland, the great, the one and only, incomparable Senior Vice President, Circle of Champions member, Mr. James Adlam.
Thank you very much, Mr. Al Thomas. I appreciate it. And I hope all of you are doing well. And let me say, it's an honor to have an opportunity to get the phone call to hop on and to have a conversation on behalf of this incredible company that I love, with Mr. Al Thomas, a gentleman who I remember seeing him get promoted to Senior Vice President. I still think to this day, he gave the single shortest promotion speech I've ever seen in the history of this company. He got off, he didn't even drop the microphone. I don't even think he touched the microphone. He just looked at the microphone and walked off. And it was amazing. And I thought to myself, you know, I'm working so hard to get to this position. And I had this whole vision in my head of how it was gonna go. And he just got up there and just got down. And I'm like, what that moment did for me was it showed me what he was saying was that it wasn't about him. What I got from that moment was that he was saying it was about the team. And I just remember him recognizing the team, saying, thank you very much, and walking off the stage. So if you have someone like that is working with you in the business, you're truly blessed. And so I hope everyone is doing well. Hello, Akiko. Hello, Diane. Hello, Mr. Julian. Hello, Ms. Walker. Hello, Caroline. Hello, Ms. Castro. I just want to say we're grateful that you took your time. Now, here's normally what Mr. Al Thomas does is he tells me, okay, I want you to talk about this. Hello, Miss Natasha IG. I want you to talk about this and this. And he called me and told me, I just want you to talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Like, Mr. Al Thomas is the one who's supposed to be guiding the ship. So here's what I thought I would do. I want you, I won't be able to get to it all because I don't think I will be able to. But I would love to hear from you all in the chat for you to give me what you want to hear. Now, if you have a question about a service, I recommend IBO Support, and they will answer any customer question you have. But I'm going to ask you if there's things in the business that you are working on, I want you to post in the chat what you'd like to have answered. And I will try and get to as many as I can in the allotted time that I have, because Mr. Al Thomas gave me 3 minutes. I'm kidding. He gave me a little bit more than 3 minutes, but, you know. So I'm going to give it 5 seconds. The chat is open. Love to have a chance to hear what you have. Anyone that'd like to share, please just share. What would you like to have answered? And I'm going to take a few. Go ahead, Mr. You're about to say something, Mr. Thomas?
You know what? It's so funny that you mentioned my speech. I've ran across. I've never seen it before, and I actually found it a week ago, and I watched it with my son, and I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe I found my SVP promotion." And I got up there and I said, "I'm gonna just be a minute or two in front of you." And you're so right. I had to laugh at it. My son said, "That's it."
That was it. Mic drop, mic walk away.
2
Yes,
minutes.
sir. Yes, sir. So I'll give you just a couple of seconds. I'm curious. If you all know how to chat in Zoom, if you don't, man, we're in a lot of trouble. This will be a really short. This is gonna be real short. I'll give you 15 seconds instead of 5. I'd love to know the most effective, how to most effectively edify the speaker and closing my prospect with a dream. Okay, so I'll start there. The most effective way to edify someone is to tell the truth. Nobody cares about anything other than the truth. And so it's called edify, not edify. And so you don't want to speak about that person in such a way where you create a distance between them and the person that they're about to meet. People need to know, like, this is a successful person, but they're still a human being. Like, you don't need to be like, oh, and they make all this money per month and that's not necessary. Nobody really cares. And more often than not, they rarely believe you. And in today's society, trust is definitely more relational than financial. And so I encourage you to say, this is an incredible leader in this company. They hold an executive position, one of the top people that we work with, that kind of thing, because that they can hold on to. And in terms of closing your prospects with a dream, you know, the enrollment process happens during the presentation. That person's already on the Zoom because they're already dreaming for something else. You just have to deliver the information. You don't need to be the dream, to paint the vision for them over what this will do for them. They're already making those connections. You want to deliver the information and let them make the connections for what they want. And the best way to find that out is to ask them a simple question. Tell me, why would you want to create residual income for yourself and your family? Whatever answer they give is the answer that's appropriate to them rather than the answer you're trying to influence them with. So hopefully that helped you out, right? Next one, how do you tell new IBOs after getting discouraged with a no? I hope that you get discouraged with a no. I really hope you get discouraged with a no. I hope the word no or negativity discourages you. And the reason why is because inside of that word that everyone knows, discouraged, is the word courage. Only when you are discouraged will I know if you have the courage to keep moving forward. It's not about the no that's the issue. It's that you have the no stop you. I need to know very early who I'm in business with. And if the negativity or the no's that first arrive shuts you down, that's okay. I just need to know that up front, because now we all know your stopping point. I'm looking for the person that gets discouraged but takes this and remains encouraged and continues to move forward because they have a goal and a dream bigger than the momentarily disappointment that they were just in. What do? You get yourself mentally in the zone before a blitz meeting. I stay in the zone, that way I never have to get there. I'm the walking zone. Like, I'm a zone walker. I'm a walking, talking zone. When you're around me, you will get in the zone with me because I vibrate at a frequency that is going to attract those who want to be in their zone and repel those that choose not to be in a zone. So if you stay here, you never have to try to get here. So I say just stay focused in, and easy for me because I know why I'm doing this business. If you want to know how to stay in your zone, know why you're in your zone, and you'll never get out of it. How important is how do you stay focused on the business when life happens? I need life to keep happening, because if not, I'm dead. Like, so when someone says life happens, yes, it's happening for every human being that's walking the planet right now. When we say life happens, what we mean is something came up to distract us from whatever it is that we were doing. Family, health. I mean, some of you online here have lost people to the virus. There's a lot of different things that come into play. What I would say to you is that here's my attitude. If you work at a company full-time, or if you own a business full-time outside of ACN, which is, so everyone on here either work for a company full-time or you own a business full-time, maybe an ACN business full-time or a traditional business full-time. If the thing that is life happening stopped you from going to work or stopped you from running your business, then it's probably appropriate that you put a pause and you lost focus in ACN. But if you had something happen, but you still got up and got to work, you still got up and went to your business, and it didn't happen for your business and it didn't happen for your job, but it's only happening in ACN, what that tells me is you're using a moment to give you a pass on why you should not do your business. Because if you can go to work when things are tough, and you can go to your job, or you could go to your business, your full-time business when things are tough, then you could do ACN when things are tough. Don't have ACN be the thing that you let go of because it's the only thing that doesn't punish you immediately. You don't go to work, you get punished immediately. You don't show up for your business, you get punished immediately. You don't do ACN, it's not an immediate punishment, but it's what I call the possibility punishment. What that means is, what did you give up when you let this go because life was happening? You don't know, and I don't know. But just for the possibility that it could have been something great and I missed it, I think it's worth staying focused. How important is it to follow the system? That all depends. If the system is given by someone who's winning, very important. If the system is given by somebody who's not, you should never follow that system. So the only system I follow in this company are from the founders and the top producers. That's the only system. And if your system is being given by someone who's a top producer or a high level position in the company, and when I say high level position in the company, I mean, like you have on this Zoom right now, you have a senior vice president on this Zoom. If he's giving you some coaching, look, if someone doesn't agree with you, we're not bosses. You don't have to do what we say. But if there's a particular time that you want a particular result and someone's achieving something in that particular area and they're trying to give you coaching, as long as it's legal and ethical, do it. Because you can't see what they see because you can only connect the dots looking back, not looking forward. So they've already gone over the bridge you're trying to walk, and they're telling you how to get there most effectively. I just encourage you to take the time and just listen to what they're giving you. Belief transferring to your team or yourself. How do you keep them plugged in without overwhelming them? So I believe that, like, I'm just like this call, or this Zoom, I should say. This is a call to raise the belief system of the people that are on this Zoom. I'm opening it up rather than me just giving you a speech, because what's in your head is very important. And sometimes you can't move to the next level until you get what's in your head answered. And sometimes we give you a lot of training and coaching, but you don't have the space to say, hey, this is on my mind, I need to get it out. You can't hear the next thing till you get the first thing answered. So I'm opening up the space for you to communicate the first thing. But here's what I know. You don't need to transfer your belief to your team. You need to find your team members who believe. And I tried the team member belief transference for years in the business. Imagine it's like, imagine that I'm at a hospital and we're at a hospital together and you all need a blood transfusion and I'm a perfect donor and you're a perfect recipient. Now imagine you laying on a table and all these 80-something people on this Zoom are connected to you, okay, through that IV, okay? How long would you last? Oh, 2 minutes? A minute? Within 2 minutes, you're done. All of you gone. That's the way it is. And so when you try and transfer your belief, what you need to do is you need to believe at such a level that you attract other believers. That's all it is. I believe in this company so much that when I present, when I'm launching, when I'm doing all this, it naturally comes across without me trying to sell you on my belief system. That when you sit in front of me, I believe. I believe in the founders. I believe in the executives. I believe what this company can do for a family and for people. I believe. And so when you are 100% clear, you understand that you're looking for people who want clarity just like you have. I had a call back in November with Mr. Martin about sponsors versus mentors, and it was profound. You touch upon that again. I just said that there's a difference between someone who brings you into the business and someone who's mentoring you in the business. And what I mean by that is having mentors is very important. And I'm going to say this, if you're on this Zoom right now, you know, you need to quickly, leave the world of being a sponsor and figure out how to quickly become a mentor. And there's a difference between signing someone up and helping someone succeed. And it's our moral obligation. Like, I take it very seriously. It is my moral obligation to help a person succeed. If they don't get CQ, they don't succeed. If they don't have a successful meeting, they don't succeed. If I don't help them get customers, they don't succeed. Like, these are all things that I take responsibility for, because, like, I'm a parent. I didn't just have a child and say, all right, come on, kid, come on, do your thing. Like the beginning of parenting is the birthing of the child, but that's the beginning of parenting. And I see too many times people are so excited to get a rep, to get somebody to join. That's not your role. We're not selling cars. Like, we're like car sales, sell the car leaves, buy. ACN, somebody joins, now we're beginning the journey with that person. Now, if they're not coachable, goodbye. If they're negative, goodbye. But if they're coachable, working, trying to achieve, it's our moral obligation to help them succeed in the business. If someone's showing you that they want it, then be a mentor. Don't just be someone who's good at signing people up. Be someone who's great at supporting people who are showing you that they deserve the support through their actions, not through their words. Can I describe my daily routine? How do I stay productive, efficient, grateful all the time? Let me start with gratitude. I wake up, I see my family around me. That's a lot of reason to be grateful. I would imagine you see those, you know, my daughter, this morning I went up to my bedroom. My daughter, who's 2 years old, just stays in the bed with me. Like, she won't leave the bed. You know, matter of fact, my son is, I have a 9-year-old, I have a 7-year-old, a 2-year-old. So these are the youngest ones. Then we have an older one, Jamel's 26. All three of the kids at some point in time in the course of a week are going to be in that bed. They are. I asked the gentleman I work with, Mr. Art. He's an RVP at the company. I said, Mr. Art, I have a question for you. I said, because he's such a great dad, and he was a dad before I was a dad, so I wanted to, you know, get some daddy advice. And I said, how do you said, when do you know when it's time for your kids to leave the bed? And he said, when they're ready. And that was like the best advice. That was the best advice. So how do I stay in gratitude? I have my kids in my bed. You know, you have your kids around you, and the fact they want to be around me, how I'm blessed. What can I say? So I wake up happy every day, a foot in my mouth and happy all at the same time. All right. How do I be efficient? How do I stay productive and efficient? I stay productive and efficient because I'm always doing meetings all the time. So, you know, whatever you don't use, you lose. And so the only way for me to stay sharp in this business is to do the business. So I put myself on a schedule of virtual business receptions, you know, Zoom meetings. Like, my first one started at 9 a.m. and I knew I had this Zoom to do for Mr. Thomas. So I put in a schedule to pause at 12. And I have another series going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I have another break. Then I have another one at 9 and 10. So here's the thing. If I stay in that schedule, I am going to be more efficient than the person who does one every other day or one every 4 or 5 days. For me, our team is called Team Revolution. It's very important for me to be relevant for our team. And I can't be, you're either relevant or you're a relic. Those are the only two options. So I can't help them be successful in this business if I'm off my game. And it's easy to get off my game if I'm inconsistent in doing the meetings. So that's the answer to that question. What was my why when I wanted to give up? Well, my why was originally, it was a promise I made to my mother that I'd do something great with my life. So before she passed, where I was at the hospital, I promised her I was going to do something great with my life. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was something. That why has transformed as now I have family. When you have a family, you know, especially when you see those little, I call them little big eyes. They're little, but they're very big. When you see those little big eyes looking at you every day, like, Daddy, I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like, feed me, Father, right? Like, it's, Daddy, I want to go to this camp. Daddy, I want to do that. Like, all that stuff it's very easy to stay motivated. I have no lack of motivation, and I never wanted to give up. Like I never once really wanted to get, I had moments where I was really irritated at people, right? Like, I'm like, what don't you get? Anyway, but I never wanted to throw in the towel. I just wanted to figure out how I needed to do it to get better. Because I'm like, if these people have done it, I know that I could do it because they've already done it, right? So if you're ever at that space where you're like, I want to throw in the towel, just don't. Because if somebody else has done it, you can do it. It's just a matter of your time and your season. But if you're not working, you'll never have your time or season. Like if I have a nail that's this long and I have a really big hammer, if I don't hammer the nail will sit looking at me inside that plank of wood for the rest of my life. Eventually, you need to take the hammer and drive the nail. Eventually, you need to schedule the meeting and do the presentation. That's it. I love when you spoke of the lion in you, courage. I'm the leader to give that to my new team members. I want the ability to share that belief. If you just keep raising your vibration and raise your excitement level and just keep believing for yourself. I have this bust of this lion's head is given me by one of our RVPs, and it's over my shoulder. And it's over my shoulder for a reason. I could put it somewhere else in my office. I put it over my shoulder to remind me of, number one, how I should be, and number two, I feel like it's looking at me like, what are you doing? Like, what you up to? You sitting there slacking or you getting to work? So when I open up my laptop every day, when I open my laptop, I look at that line. I'm like, all right, it's game on. Like, it's not a game for me. Like, this is real life, real success, real life-changing stuff I'm about to do. So when I open up that laptop, for me, it's like a lion's eyes opening in when it's time to go hunting, right? So that's that conversation. What would you say to someone that says that they're doing the business for their family, but they quit? They weren't doing it for their business, for their family. They're either a liar, or that's the number one reason. They've never been honest with themselves about why they're really doing this business, or they're lazy. That's it. And either way, your family loses. So congratulations. You're a lazy liar, or you're a liar's lazy, whatever, right? Like, congratulations. If I say I'm doing this for this, but then I give up, then I really either didn't care about this, or I'm just too not motivated to go for it, right? Sometimes people quit because they don't know the real reason why. Sometimes that's some of the reasons why they quit. But oftentimes they just don't have, success requires stamina. That's why not everyone has it. You got to have success stamina. Since personal development is very important, what books would you recommend a brand new IBO is reading, and what am I reading right now? Okay, so right now I'm reading the Bible. I'm reading, I've got books. I've got books on my desk. I'm working with my daughter. I'm reading Dave Ramsey, Total Money Makeover, Early Retirement Extreme, How to Teach Your Baby to Read, because I have a 2-year-old, and that's very important to me. So if you're looking for personal development, I think personal development is not just on my, see if I could lift this up here. I'm reading another one that I just started. Bring it over. The Cosmos, right? There you go, The Cosmos, because I want to understand how things work. So for me, personal development is curiosity, and whatever you're curious about to learn about, that will enhance you in ACN. If you're talking about ACN stuff, there's always the stuff, how to win friends, and like all that stuff is great. But I believe if you just stay curious, the right things, you just point at it, read it, you're going to get better. And somehow everything in my office connects back to ACN. It's just, it may not be at that moment, but at some point I will have learned something that I could use in a conversation. Because if your conversation sounds the same every time, I understand the power of duplication, but you're also not interesting. Your conversation needs to evolve because you're evolving, right? Scheduled calendar is crucial. Stay on the game. Yes, that's right. 100%, Ms. Driscoll. When you post reply on social media, what is your primary objective or target? When I post on social media, is to get a thought out. That's it. Anytime I do anything on social media, it's to get a thought out. I have a thought. It's on my heart. It's burning to just get out. Once I get it out, I go back to my life. Like, I don't go to like when I do a video on Facebook or Instagram, I don't go back and say, how many likes, how many clicks? I don't care. had a thought, I got it out. Now I'm done. Now I'm on to the rest of my life, right? Let's say, how do you teach yourself to raise your frequency? Some steps for someone new. I stay focused in on my why. I mean, it goes back to that. Like I like when I became a parent. I don't think you need to be a parent to do this. For me, it was when I became a parent. So when I became a parent, it became very important to me to um, to raise my vibration so that there would be no question in my home if we were pursuing greatness. Like I didn't want to give speeches, I wanted just to give examples. And my kids see me work and they know when daddy goes in the office, daddy's working. And they know that we're able to do great things because daddy goes in that office. And they understand, sometimes they'll say, Dad, you know, you've been in there for a long time. I'm like, yeah, but you haven't experienced what I experienced before I walked in this office. Because I remember before you were born what life was like. And you don't know that life because I've been in this office, right? So they understand on some level that in order for us to have great things, we have to do great things. And so if you're a parent on here, don't feel guilty over what you have to do in order to make this happen because they're watching your behavior. But here's what I will say. I will say that when I shut it down, I'm not talking to anybody. Like they know when it's time for me to shut down. And when it's shut down time, it doesn't matter if Obama texts me. I'm not picking up the phone because at that point in time, it's 100% all about them and they understand that as well. So wherever you are, be present. In addition to building a team, we reach for benchmarks, for example, 100 cover points, or someone say, don't chase points. How do we honor both roles? If someone says don't chase points, that means there's other more effective ways to build an organization. However, what they're really saying is points don't build a team, but team builds customer points. So how do you do both? Have a Zoom meeting and have lots of them. And if someone doesn't want to join the business, have them become your customer. You don't add, if I ask you, which is your favorite leg, your right or your left, you probably say both. Well, in our business, you don't have to if you're only thinking one direction, I only want a team, then how are you going to relevantly help your team acquire customers when you don't know how to do that, right? So when you have a Zoom meeting, you want two doors opened up, door of business, door of service. Either door is great. That's why I don't force anyone into ACN. I just say door number one, business, door number two, customer. That's it. And I let them choose which door they're going to walk through. Many people lack self-belief. Is there anything as far as audios, YouTubes that you can send people to shape their mindset early on? Oh my gosh, when you go to YouTube, YouTube's the best free university in the world. It's technically not free because they take all your data and resell it, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like it's free to you, sort of, okay, right? So if you go to YouTube, you just type in self-improvement. I mean, there's so many different people that are going to come up. The thing is that YouTube, you can literally be there for 10 years by clicking one video and then going to the next recommended and the next recommended. It's really hard to not, grow yourself. Like there's one thing reading a book, but how could you not click a link that says 9 minutes and 57 seconds? I mean, really, like, how could you say you want to be free, but you can't give yourself 9 minutes and 57 seconds to watch a video? Like, seriously, you can stop lying to yourself. Just say you don't want it, right? And don't lie to the people around you. I'm going to make it. No, you're not. You're not going to make it because you're too lazy to watch a video that's 9 minutes and 57 seconds. How are you going to make it to financial independence? It's not going to happen. You've got to discipline yourself. And all this information is free. Just click the link and stay there and start your day off with something positive so that your day continues in a certain direction. When talking to other IBOs, the passion they have for ECN is much higher than when I talk to others. What I could do to raise the same level of sharing. So I'm passionate about what this company can provide. I'm not passionate about the services. I don't say, oh my God, IDCO, yes. It's not what I do. I'm passionate about residual income. And I'm passionate that we have services that provide it and that anybody can do it. Like anybody could do this business. I love the fact that it's a level playing field. I had jobs that I didn't get because I was Black. I've had promotions I didn't get because I was Black. I was too male. I was too this, I was too that. And the fact that I can have a business where none of that matters. It's just the work that I put in, where the computer promotes me, where I don't need you to give me a glowing review in order for me to get my next, like, look, that's why I say this. I'm like, look, if you have the ability to self-promote and you don't do that, shame on you. Just shame on you. Because in this world, you don't have you don't have to wait. What you waiting for? Why would you be an ETLF? There is no ETLF position, ETL forever. There's no position in ACN that says you should be an ETL forever or an RD forever. There's no position. So if you're in a position where you can self-promote, then self-promote, right? What has the business done for my life that no other business job has given me? Number one, I met my wife, so I started my family in this business. But number two, everyone is biased. I think if I ask Mr. Thomas, he'd say the same thing. I think everyone in business who does it seriously will say the same thing. I'm blessed to work with the people I work with this business in the team that we've created. Like, it's so funny because like I'm a very intense person, like I am, but I'm intense because I'm intensive. And like, if you think about like intensive, when you think about the word intensive, it usually means like going inside, right? So like I'm intense because I went inside myself years ago and I had a vision for the team that is now Team Revolution. And so as they began to show up, I take what I do with them very, very seriously. Part of leadership is kind of like parenting. You don't know why your parents would spank you for this. You don't know why your parents would say, eat that. Because if you don't like eating Brussels sprouts, you don't know why. Then you become a parent and then you're like, okay, I got it. Right? Like then you become a parent. When you have to know that when you work with a team, working with a team is love and correction. And if you aren't willing to do both, then you do not deserve to lead. It can't be all correction and it can't just be all love. It has to be love and correction. And the people that I work with, sometimes, I'll get off a call and I'll ask myself a question like, did they get what you were trying to say? And I've come to a point where I'm going to say what I know that they need to hear because I would have wanted to hear it. Because I want them all to be successful. I'm on this Zoom because I want you all to be successful. I'm not financially linked to you all. This isn't like, hey, I need a Kiko to go RVP because it's going to get me to SVP. That's not why I'm on this Zoom. I'm on Zoom because I want you to legitimately win. And in your success is the success of other people who come after you. That's because this is a legacy business. So if you take on what the coaching is and you're willing to take on the love and the correction, if you just get, if let me be clear, if with your mentor right now, all you get is love, then you need to reevaluate that relationship because it is an ineffective relationship and it is not serving you. It is not serving you. If all you get is correction, it is an ineffective relationship that is not serving you. Leadership is love and correction. As an upline, how do you help the new single mom with 3 kids, elderly mother, full-time job? What advice could you give them? Do more meetings for them. I mean, here's what I'd say. The power of Zoom is that, like, let's say I'm working my job. I could start off a meeting. I could start off a meeting and be like, okay, everyone, thank you so much. I appreciate you being online. I'm so grateful that Mr. Thomas took his time to do this presentation. Mr. Thomas, you're amazing. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your support. I'm just really grateful. Everyone, please help me welcome Senior Vice President Mr. Al Thomas. Pause off camera just because I'm at work right now. Like, I'm going to tell Mr. Thomas, I need to do this meeting, Mr. Thomas. I have to do my job, but I just need your support. And he's going to do that amazing meeting. As the meeting's closing up, everyone, wasn't that amazing? like you understand, like, we've never had this kind of flexibility ever, ever, ever. You've never, if you can't build this business during this season, guess what? The single mom with 3 kids, she's got to be there. The elderly mother she's taking care of, she's got to be there. The full-time job that she has to be there. Zoom, she doesn't have to be there. So there's no excuses, right? Ms. Rona called on you to speak in a way that hit you hard. You shared on RDs. Could you share with the team today? I told the team that I needed to be in phase 1 productivity because too much of my time was being spent trying to identify and encourage. And the best thing that I could do to identify and encourage is to show people how it's done, because your business is either growing or moving backwards. And my business was moving backwards. Now, my business was moving backwards. My backwards, it was moving backwards according to the standards that I've set, the standards that we've set, the standards the company set for my position in this company. For other people, they'd be thrilled. But, you know, I didn't work this hard to be good. I worked this hard to be great. And if the president of the company tells me you've gone from great to pretty good, then it's time to step it up and step it the hell up and get to great to exceptional. And so I'm not going for great anymore, because that'd be back where I was. I'm going for exceptional. I think I covered as many as I could cover in that amount of time. I went down the list. I went down the list. I went down the list. I went down the list, and I think I got as many as I could. I think I got them all. I got them all. So hopefully that helped you. Hopefully that helped you all out. For all of you that posted up, I'll leave you with this last thing, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Al. I said that leadership is love and correction, but the first person you've got to love and correct is yourself. And the way to do it is I asked myself a question. If there was a hidden camera, not even a hidden camera, there was just a camera. If the Vivint camera was on me all day and they were broadcasting my day to the entire company, would I be excited or embarrassed? And if I don't like the answer, then I know it's time to step it up. Hold on one second. What was my defining moment? The day I filled out the IBO agreement form was my defining moment. At that point, it was only a matter of time. I knew I was going to get it done. In other industries, we would have to pay big money to get coaching to greatness that we receive. That is correct. 100%. I'd have got to you as well. I appreciate you all taking time to hop on and to listen to my stuff. Mr. Al, thank you very much for allowing me to speak to the team. I hope something that was shared made a difference, and thank you for all you've done for leading the example with my family as well as this team. We appreciate everything that you do for us, sir, and God bless you and your team. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.